Hey there, and welcome back to Hold and Modify, YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga program. And today we've got the 1084S, and what's this? What is this? An AMI tote? An AMI tote? An Amiga tote? Well, what we've got going on here is a busted 1084S monitor and a working Amiga 1200 original, like the Commodore era one, but there's a lot of history behind this. This is a friend of mine's, who I've known since high school. And in fact, I met him in high school as a fellow nerd of Commodore products. He was a Commodore 64 guy at the time, but he did work with Amiga 1200s at the local cable access channel. I met him because I was watching TV one day, and I saw an Amiga Guru meditation screen on the old cable TV, display there. Found out, of course, like most small towns, we have a cable access channel. Went in there and discovered, they use Amigas, Scala, like most of those places did. We both graduated. I got that job at the old ComputerLink computer store in Garden City, Michigan that I've talked about before in other videos. He saved up his good hard-earned pennies, and he got himself an Amiga 1200 with a CSA 12-gauge 16030 accelerator. Boy, was I jealous, all right? So that is what's in here. All these years later, it hasn't had a recap. So I'm hoping that it's not a disgusting, blown-out mess of gross. Let's go ahead and open it up. All right, so there she is. Yep, as you can see there, original Commodore A1200 logo. No yellowing, really. It has Kickstart 3.0, and he did specify he's not interested in any of the new Kickstarts. He wants his Amiga 1200 to stay completely original as far as the Kickstart goes. But we'll try and get the board recapped and cleaned up. Also, we want to try and get this 1084S monitor fixed. So yeah, if you haven't figured out by now, this is going to be the second time that this channel, Hold and Modify, has made the long, adventurous journey to go see the one, the only, Dr. Chris, the great Amiga repair road trip video. And I'll probably eat at a bunch of places too and show you some of the food I'm eating because, I like food too. This computer will rule the world. And here we are. I made it. The great big adventure. Got my drink. This person has their drink. I think you know who that person's going to be. It's Dr. Chris Edwards. How's it going?
Hello.
So we're going to go ahead and just have a couple adult cocktails and discuss amazing Amiga things only. We don't talk about anything else except Amiga stuff.
And chicken wings.
And chicken wings.
Which we're getting.
Okay. So yeah, made it safe. Look forward to seeing you guys later.
So there you go.
This is the happiest pretzel in the world. It just cannot wait to be eaten. Okay, so as promised, we ate a lot of food, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw it up here for you. We went to Shady Maple Smorgasbord, which is the largest buffet in the entire country. Everyone from all over the world goes to it. We pigged out. We ate everything. Just wanted to show you some food pics. Now let's go ahead and get on to the Amigas. All right, we're back, but now it's time to get serious. Back in the old Chris Edwards Restoration Cave, we're going to be doing a tweak update to the old PiStorm 32. As some of you may have remembered who do actually watch my videos, I've only ever updated the software on it. I've never flashed the ROM or the chip on it or whatever that technology is. I don't know. That's why I'm here, because I don't know how to do this stuff. So Chris is going to help me out with this, and also I'm going to have him, we're going to take a look at least at my 1084S monitor, like I said, and see if we can do anything with it. We may or may not, who knows, but brought it nevertheless. We're going to drive it 9 hours across country, worth to crack it open. Oh, and I almost forgot the 1200. Let's not forget the 1200. Now, Chris has already gone ahead and recapped this and taken care of it, and you'll get to see that in his video when it comes out later. And yeah, that's it. There's a couple other special fun little things I'll show, and we might go on a little adventure after all of this. After we're done playing around here in the basement, we might explore east.
This is Q's PiStorm with a PiStorm 32 with a Pi 4. My Amiga, that may or may not work, is a PiStorm 32 with a Pi 3B Plus. Yeah, it's a PiStorm. And I don't have my HDMI hooked up or none of that crap. I'm just using the raw Amiga modes just for RAM. It has a gig of RAM or 896 megs. 60 to 40, 3.2.1. I haven't gone 3.2.2. or none of that stuff. So that's that. We're going to flip her over. I actually put screws in mine. We use the secret removal tool key to go like that. pull my PiStorm out. This one's from, oh shit. This one's from Amiga Kit. I have a temperature sensor on it. So we'll put mine here. We'll take his that doesn't have an Amiga Kit and a red memory card. It says PiStorm 32 Lite. I know the guy he got this from. It was really cool of him to give him that. I'm going to have to elevate my Pi or just let it have pressure on my motherboard, which I don't want to do. I have a Pi 3, which has lower USB ports and a standard HDMI. The Pi 4 has the micro HDMI. You can see I have a regular HDMI. It's low profile. Yours has air shocks. And my Ethernet is close. Yours is, they just flipped them.
Yeah.
They flipped them. It's the same exact card, but Pi 3s are lower. They clip in lower. Magic and science. So I'm going to use this Amiga 1000 Allegra that was kindly donated to me today as a ramp, just to hold that up a little bit. And now let's see what happens to the upgraded PiStorm. It's going to run the hard drive image on this. There's no hard drive in this device. Let's see what happens. It's got to boot the Pi 4, which is a little slower. That's why you saw a kickstart screen. And there's Kevin's. Now, his resolution is different than mine. You're going to notice the hold and modify stuff of his stuff. I'm not going to change the resolution because his monitor is different than mine. 1.8 gigs of RAM. Holy shit. 3221, 1.6 megs of chip left. Let's see what we got. CPU 04882. Why do I have a Dr. Chris folder?
Oh, look at that. It's private.
It's all my shit.
No, it's not.
Hey, sysinfo's in there anyway. So the Dr. Chris folder, sysinfo. Sorry, the gigahertz is off. This is the latest EMU 68. Let's see what the chip speed is. Is it over 1.0? No, it's still fracked. But 1.54 million DriveStone, 1613 MIPS, 1678 megaflops. That's kick ass. It's not 7.16 megahertz. It's better. Memory, 846 megs, 32-bit, 112 megs CPU, another 846, and 2 megs of chip. Good googa-mooga. So lots of RAM, not so much AGA friendly. You don't have any demos in here, do you?
I do not. Okay, so now with the PiStorm 32 all up to date, we ran sysinfo, and you can see, yes, it's extremely fast when it comes to like memory and CPU, hard drives and stuff. But yeah, the chip memory is still disastrously slow. Oh well. Luckily, doesn't really affect my Lightwave world too much, but the other stuff I greatly appreciate. All right, so in this section of the video, this is where we have Chris, good old Dr. Chris, tearing apart my 1084S. Now, the reason I'm doing a voiceover on this is because the audio, as you know in this video, I was using my phone since I was on, vacation, kind of shooting this very unprofessional, poorly produced, underproduced as usual. But I just wanted to highlight some facts. So basically what we ended up doing is going through this whole monitor, trying to look for anything that looked like it was exploded or smoked out or burned up, and we could not find a thing, okay? Nothing. We tried everything. I mean, we looked at all the chips. He put on the helmet of Goober, did everything he could. He was rightfully a little worried about this thing. This thing is deadly. It's like 24,000 volts, okay, that thing there. We made sure it was discharged, of course. It's been sitting forever, but as soon as we had to start firing it up to test things, basically that brought an end to any further exploration. It gets to be too risky. And so really all we were able to do is hear the speakers make a buzzing sound when we turned it on. We felt a little bit of static off the front of the monitor, like it was charging something, but there was no power light, there was no picture, there was no classic CRT ding or bong sound that you kind of hear when it turns on. It was just dead as dead. So unfortunately, we're not going to see the rescue of the 1084S. I did go ahead and leave it with Chris so he could use it maybe for parts.
Yeah, I didn't see any cold solder joints yeah, I don't know. Probably is a flyback, but they scare the crap out of me. 24,000 volts. It's a little bit more than I like to touch, Now we're going to get something to eat.
Food.
Thank you guys for coming along on this journey. I hope you enjoyed the whole series of our Commodore week and trips and repairs and all sorts of stuff. I'm going to try and make this into one video, and we'll see how it turns out. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.
Editor Q here, and Chris kind of gave a little bit of a spoiler there, but yes, we are currently on a road trip for this part of the Great Road Trip, going to one of two places, and then the second place. That's right, Commodore headquarters and MOS, where all the Amigas were put together and shipped out, and the place where all the parts that make Amigas were also made and shipped out. Neat, huh? So a lot of voiceover coming up. Hope you enjoy it. Now, this is the long road approach. We're rolling up the street that takes you all the way up to Commodore HQ. Now, some of you may already know that, unfortunately, of course, when Commodore went out of business, somebody else bought them pretty quickly. It was the QVC Corporation, the company that does the home shopping network. They're pretty famous, right? QVC. Some of you may have actually purchased things off of there. So this is the road that leads up to that. There you go. There it is. There's the Q and QVC. I promise you that my nickname of Q does not come from this building. Oh gosh, no. It also does not come from Star Trek. It also does not come from James Bond. There's a story behind that. It has to do with the computer store I worked at, Computer Link. But yeah, unfortunately, because QVC does run this place now, it's really hard to film or go inside. They used to give tours, but I guess because, post-COVID, they kind of stopped doing that. And they've also erected a bunch of new fences. But right here, see where that Q is? Right there behind that Q would have been the giant flagpole for Commodore. And it's, of course, not there anymore. But in the famous Commodore Deathbed Vigil video, you'll see the flagpole there. It's gone. And yeah, but that's it. You're looking at basically the grounds of Commodore. The old, this is where all the Amigas and came out of here. It's kind of neat to see it, but yeah, it's all fenced off and locked off now, and there's really not much you can do. Footage-wise, you can't really fly a drone around it. Can't really go knock on the door and check it out. I mean, it's completely different on the inside anyway. So yeah, that's Commodore. Not much to show, sadly, but we did have a little more success showing off MOS. So let's go ahead and look at that. All right, so here is MOS, or MOS, however you want to say that. This is the old front part of the building here, the entrance. And it's pretty beat up. It's getting overgrown. And you may ask yourself, well, how is this building still here? Well, there are some technical reasons for that. And I guess the easiest way to say it is that it's a super fund site. Not super fun like Super Fun Ball, but super fund, like fund me some cash for watching these videos. Oh, look at that. Look at that show up. There we go.
Now on this window, a bit homage to what it was. That should be pretty neat for you visitors in the future.
Kind of looks like a scary prison. Right, so couldn't really show you much of Commodore because unfortunately it is the QVC network building. That's why there was the big Q on it. But we can show you more of the old MOS building, the old MOS building. And this is where all the chips and parts and things were made for the Amiga and Commodores, or Commodore 64, 128, the PET. This is where it all is. It's still here. You might ask yourself, well, why is this still here? And why hasn't someone bought this and turned it into something else? Or why haven't they torn it down? Well, apparently it's because it is what they call a super fund site. And what that means is that basically somebody is having to pay to keep this place maintained or environmentally sound or something, because there's from the days of making the chips, apparently there was like toxins and chemicals and crap that got put into the ground, and they had to I don't know, they had to do something. So it's not that you'll die standing here, but it can't be touched or sold or torn down because of this cleanup issue. I don't know. Anyway, Dr. Chris is behind me right now, and he's setting up his drone to give us some aerial shots.
The GPS bearing. Is it recording? Oh, that's photo. Hold on. Movie. Recording.
And finally, here we go as the drone lifts up, and away. There she goes. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I know it's a bit different from what I normally do. So we check out this great footage here of MOS. You can see it's pretty dilapidated, and yes, it's been long since picked through, so don't get any ideas. There's nothing there. It's just nothing but rust and bacteria and unknown chemicals of weird origins from the chip manufacturing process. Don't get excited by all the cars you might see parked around it. No, it's not some secret base. That's an overflow lot for a dealership, so they keep their cars there. But I wanted to take this moment to thank a bunch of folks. I want to thank Chris Edwards, obviously, for hosting me again and letting me come over and see all this wonderful stuff they have to offer there in Pennsylvania. It was amazing seeing MOS, and what little we did get to see of Commodore, it was still really neat to see that. It's kind of like our little Amiga Commodore nerd mecca, and I'm so glad he is so, he's just a great guy, right? He does his free repairs for everybody, and he's willing to take time out of his day to show a fellow Amiga person all this fun stuff. And then the other person I'd like to thank is all of you, the audience. Thank you for sticking it out with this weird, poorly produced, underproduced Amiga channel. I know it's not always what you might think it is when you click it, and I know not everyone watches the whole video. That's fine, but I really just want to thank you all for sticking it out and watching the videos and commenting and liking. I do read all the comments, and I do try to reply to most of them when I can. But just want to say thank you. This is a lot of fun. It was really neat seeing this, and I hope you enjoyed seeing it too. If you can't get out there, then hopefully you can look through my underproduced, poorly produced video and get a good idea for it. So I think with that, yeah, I'm done with this video.